The more and more I'm hearing about this, the more interested I am in this film. So Rajamouli has commented on Bahubali the Epic, which is basically the re-edited, both films put together version of Bahubali, and he says editing the combined runtime of 5 hours and 27 minutes into one seamless, wasn't it 37? I don't know, into one seamless version was perhaps the hardest part of this journey. Though maybe there's going to be two intervals, as this person is also saying. I think people would require two intervals, man, for this. And maybe they're only going to be able to run two shows or three shows at max for the whole day. One starts in the early morning, one starts in the noon, one starts in the evening or something. But yeah, I think people might come in droves to watch this because actually I got to look at this and I thought that this was interesting. So look at some of these frames. So besides obviously the IMAX treatment to the film, I think another thing that's quite interesting is the color grading, which has not been heavily changed, but there is a slight change in the color grading. You look at this, right? It's got a bit of a projection dampiness. Like when you go and watch a film in the theater and it's the projector is sort of old, so it gives it a bit of tint. So वो जो bluish tint है, that bluish tint has been removed. And let's look at this. This is another frame that I think the treatment of the color grading has sort of been upped like RRR, right? The blacks are darker. That's definitely there. And it seems like maybe there's scene to scene. No, I don't think there would be scene to scene. I think it's just a bit of enhancement. I think in the contrast as well. The colors just come out more. And it looks good, you know? So it seems people are saying here. The thing for me is, I will say one thing, right? For me, if they are putting this out, when eventually this Bahubali the Epic version comes out on streaming, and I hope it does, if it comes out on Netflix or something like that, I hope that they put out this IMAX version of the film. You know, at least the IMAX treatment, IMAX looking version of the film, right? The same as they're saying, the trailer featured 1.90 aspect ratio and will be the same in IMAX and PLF. So I hope that we get to watch a bit of more footage, you know, up and down. The black bars are not as visible like RRR was on Netflix. Rarely do films get released in like IMAX format or nearly IMAX format on streaming platforms. Like, for example, there was F1, right? I think it's shot entirely in IMAX, they were saying. And the film has not released in that aspect ratio. So why would you do that, man? Why are you shooting a film in that aspect ratio and then not releasing it in that aspect ratio? It's why? It doesn't make sense. Whereas like Tom Cruise with his Mission Impossible film, right? So that film had some scenes in IMAX, right? And those scenes are there. They are in IMAX. For me, that's slightly more annoying because I like to watch a film in a consistent aspect ratio. Otherwise, it sort of takes me out of the film. You know, I think in the theater it's good when all of a sudden the whole screen is full. Like, yes, that's interesting. But I think at home, you would want to watch it in a consistent aspect ratio. Otherwise, for me, it's a bit annoying. But hopefully the film is put out in this aspect ratio because I think it will look beautiful. I think it will look amazing. But yeah. So this person has given a bit more detailed insights for people who want to look into it. But yeah, this will be good. This will be good to watch.